guys, and welcome back to another Munchie Monday. Today, I'm going to be trying another one of Stovetop Kisses recipes, and today is going to be her red velvet cake recipe. I hope it's as good as her Hennessy pineapple upside down cake. Come on, let's see. So first she says to mix the wet ingredients together and the dry ingredients together separately. So I'm going to start with the wet ingredients. 2 warm temperature eggs. I said warm temperature. I mean room temperature. 1.5 cups of buttermilk. 1 tablespoon of vanilla. 1 1/4 cup of vegetable oil. 1 teaspoon of white vinegar. And 1.5 teaspoons of red food coloring. So this is how it looks currently, and I'm gonna take a whisk and whisk it up. Okay, so for the dry ingredients, she told us to start with 2.5 cups of flour, of cake flour. And she taught us how to make cake flour in her Hennessy Pineapple Upside Down video. And basically how you do it is, it's pretty much 2 tablespoons of cornstarch per cup of flour. So for instance, if you have 3 cups of flour, you take out 6 tablespoons of the 3 cups of flour and replace those 6 tablespoons with 6 tablespoons of cornstarch. So since today her recipe calls for 2.5 cups of flour, I did the math and I think that equates to taking out 5 tablespoons of flour and replacing it with 5 tablespoons of cornstarch. So here is 2.5 cups of cake flour. Next I'm going to add in 1 teaspoon of salt, 1/2 teaspoon of unsweetened cocoa powder, and 1.5 cups of sugar. So I'm just whisking the dry ingredients together a little bit so they're a little more combined when I mix them into the wet ingredients. I think that should be good enough. So now I'm just going to pour them into the wet ingredients. And now I'm going to use a hand mixer and mix them for about 1 to 2 minutes, she says. Okay, so that's all done mixing. Now she did say to put it in a cake, a 9-inch round cake pan. I don't have one of those, so instead I thought it might be fun to make some red velvet cupcakes. So I'm just gonna put about either 1/3 of a cup or 1/4 of a cup of the mixture in each cupcake round and see, hopefully they turn out as delicious as the cake. Okay, so first I'm going to spray the cupcake holder with some Baker's Joy non-stick baking spray. And she said don't be stingy when you spray. Oh, that's a lot. I think that was a little more than not stingy. I think I might scoop some out of that one because that's making me kind of uncomfortable. Okay, so now I'm gonna fill them up about halfway. Is it that I forgot to preheat my oven for 325 degrees Fahrenheit? Oh, just wonderful. Anyways, I'm gonna pour these and we'll wait for the oven to preheat. So make sure you preheat your oven before you start. So we found this cute little dish and thought it might be a good idea to make a cute little red velvet cake. So let's see how that turns out. Spray it with the Baker's Joy. I low-key feel like I should have only filled it up halfway. So I'm gonna pour some out. You fill yours up halfway though. Okay, so this is how everything looks before it goes in the oven. She says to cook it on 325 Fahrenheit for 25 to 28 minutes. So take a look and see you soon. Alright, so the cakes are all done, and what she advises is to sweat the cakes, which means letting them cool for a little bit, but while they're still warm. So let them cool to where they're cool enough to touch but still warm, and then wrapping them in saran wrap. Apparently that makes it very moist and soaked up, as she likes to say. Now our cute little cake was a little bit of a challenge because these cooked in the allotted amount of time. However, this cute little cake decided to take a longer time and stayed a little soupy in the middle. So this one is just now cooling for its 5 minutes before we wrap it up and let it sweat in the sauna. Meanwhile, we're gonna make the icing. So what the icing entails is 1 softened stick of butter, 1 softened cream cheese. This is 8 ounces or 1 pound, 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, and 3 cups of powdered sugar. Stop it for a second. So our cute little cake is all ready. I just stuck the knife on the side of the cake while it was still in the dish, and then turned it upside down on a piece of saran wrap. Now I'm going to fold it over and just, you know, let it sit in the sauna while we finish making our icing. Okay, so now I put in the three cups of powdered sugar, and it's time to mix it. Look at it start to come together. Wow, that's beautiful. Okay, so now I'm putting on the icing on top. Just a cute little amount, not like all. Alright, so she put a little bit of pecans on top of hers. So I'm gonna put some pecans on top of mine. Not too many because I don't want them to be too crunchy, but all right. And guess what? It's time for the taste test. All right, now it's time for the taste test. Let's see what it's hitting for. Pow. I must say, they're very psych. Once again, her recipe is a hit. Out of the park. There's a restaurant that I usually go to buy my red velvet, and I can't lie. Well, I can't, but I'm choosing not to. These taste just like that. Thank you, Stovetop Kisses, yet again. You guys try it out. I'll link her recipe in the description. Follow me on Instagram. Like, comment, subscribe, share. Oh, and if you're wondering why I'm wearing this leopard cat suit, just to make some delicious red velvet cookies, I wanted to wear one of my creations that I made again. So I'll link my website also below so you can buy some cute clothes. Thank you guys for tuning in. Hope to see you next time on Munchie Monday.